From the streets of struggle to the bright lights of championship boxing, Craig "Spider" Richards carried with him a story of grit, heritage, and hope. A fighter shaped by humble beginnings, born to an Algerian father and raised in the tough environments of a shanty town, now stepping onto the grand stage as the reigning British and WBA Continental Light-Heavyweight champion with a solid record of 16 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 9 knockouts, fighting out of Crystal Palace, London, England. His opponent on this defining night was none other than the undefeated WBA World Light-Heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol of St. Petersburg, Russia, a cool and precise technician boasting a perfect record of 17 victories, 11 coming by way of knockout, and making his 7th defense of the world title. As referee Howard Foster called both fighters to the center, the anticipation in the arena was electric, and from the moment the opening bell rang, it became clear that this would be a fight defined by intellect, rhythm, and heart rather than brute force. Richards began with intent, taking center ring, probing with a stiff jab, feinting off the front foot to control range, occasionally flashing a right hand to test Bivol's guard, while the Russian champion remained poised and calculated, studying his man with sharp eyes, measuring distance with subtle footwork, and responding with crisp, accurate jabs and compact hooks that split through gaps with alarming efficiency. In the early rounds, Richards attempted to assert himself with variety, doubling the jab and throwing to the body, occasionally letting his right hand go, trying to catch Bivol off balance or slipping too far to his right. But Bivol's defensive instincts were razor-sharp, blocking shots, riding punches on the gloves, and countering with clean punches that carried both speed and timing. In round 2, Bivol began to accelerate, establishing control behind a double jab and right-hand combination that repeatedly found its mark, stepping in behind tight footwork, pivoting to create angles, and landing quick single shots that disrupted Richards' rhythm. Still, Richards wasn't backing down. He remained competitive in every exchange, staying on the back foot just enough to avoid flush contact while sneaking in the occasional sharp right or an inside uppercut in the clinch. In the third, Bivol began showcasing his class even more, shifting pace, mixing his shots with left hooks to the body, quick jabs upstairs, and sudden overhand rights that demanded immediate respect. Richards tried to answer back with intelligent counters, using his reach and size to his advantage, but Bivol's lateral movement and feints kept him guessing, and his ability to slip and fire a 3-punch combo before Richards could reset gave him the edge in both volume and precision. As the middle rounds unfolded, Richards became more aggressive, listening to instructions from Peter Sims in the corner to let his hands go. And he did just that, pressing forward, throwing in combinations, and catching Bivol clean with a few jabs and a particularly slick right hand in the 6th that drew noise from the crowd. Yet, Bivol remained unshaken, returning fire with short bursts, a tight jab followed by a left hook around the guard or a snapping straight right that cut through the middle, all while maintaining control of the pace and distance. Every time Richards tried to push the action, Bivol adjusted his position with subtle steps, kept the exchanges short, and made it difficult for Richards to build any consistent momentum. Though the British fighter's effort and discipline were evident, he was there to win, not just survive. In round 8, Richards had another moment, stepping in with a solid right hand that landed flush, followed by a left hook to the body that momentarily backed Bivol up. But again, the Russian responded with sharp precision, catching him coming in with a crisp jab and counter right. The fight evolved into a technical battle, a back-and-forth test of range, timing, and reflexes, with Bivol's ring generalship shining through as he dictated the terms of most exchanges, though Richards never let the champion dominate without answering back. In the later rounds, particularly in the 11th, Richards had his best spell, landing multiple combinations, including uppercuts in close quarters, and snapping Bivol's head back with a right hand that drew urgency from the Russian's corner. It was perhaps the first round where Richards truly dictated the pace, moving Bivol backward and drawing cheers as he unleashed flurries to head and body, standing in the pocket and daring Bivol to trade. But once again, Bivol showed why he is regarded among the elite, responding in kind with composed, economical work, finding the jab again, circling away from danger, and tagging Richards with clean, short punches before retreating to safety. As the 12th and final round began, both men stood center ring, knowing this was the final chapter in a tactical war, and they gave the crowd a fitting conclusion, Richards pressing with fire, throwing left hooks and uppercuts, pushing the champion onto the ropes for a moment, while Bivol fired back with counters, landing a quick 1-2 and a sneaky left hand to the body that turned the tide in the final seconds. The bell rang, ending a fight that was less of a war and more of a battle between minds and wills. When the judges' scorecards were announced, there was little surprise. Dmitry Bivol had done enough with his cleaner, more efficient work to retain his WBA World Light-Heavyweight Championship. As the words "and still" echoed through the arena, Richards looked disappointed. Yet the applause he received told another story. He had earned the respect of the boxing world, gone 12 rounds with a pound-for-pound talent, and proved that he belonged at the top level, not as a stepping stone, but as a genuine contender with the skill, heart, and toughness